Dear listeners, my name is Anthony Clark.
And I'm Melanie Clark.
And we are
The Amazing Clarks.
We're both award-winning certified life and love coaches and a husband and wife duo that have been coaching together as a team for 24 years and that have been passionately in love for 34. They call us the Amazing Clarks because we empower people to live amazing lives.
We're here to get you from where you are to where you want to be in life and love. Love the Amazing Clarks is our personal love letter to all of you who love love.
That's right. And we love love.
Yes, we do.
So now that we got that handled, it's time to jump into the podcast. So today we have another amazing episode for you guys. Today's main topic is being a freeloader. Ooh. And this is from our ebook. We wrote an ebook called How to Stop Being an Irritating Person. 20 irritating traits that pushes people away and how to fix them. So each week, on each episode, we've been handling one trait per episode. So today we're at trait number 7. And today's irritating trait is being a freeloader. Now, we wrote this ebook because many of you guys are doing these things that are irritating. You have an irritating trait that you don't realize that you have, and it may be pushing people away from you. It may be affecting your dating life, your relationship with your kids, or life in general, and you don't know it, but people are being pushed away and turned off by you. So we wrote this book so maybe that you can see these traits and see yourself, and then you can change it. So that you can change it so that you can have more of what you want in life, in dating, in relationships, and life in general. Now, we didn't write this book to make you feel bad about yourself. The key is when we go through these traits to be open-minded. And if you can't do better until you know better. And so if you really want to live your best life, then you want to see these traits. If you're doing it, say, hey, that's me. I think I'm doing that. And in this ebook, not only are we going to point out these traits and help you to understand them, we're also going to show you how to overcome these traits. And the book will also give you daily exercises to help you to overcome them even faster. Right. So to get a copy of this ebook, all you have to do is go to theamazingclarks.com. You can purchase and download it from there. So, but before we jump into the main topic, it's time for catching up with the Clarks. And this is the segment where we let you guys kind of know what's been going on with us. We're kind of updating you in our personal life, what we got popping. Yeah. So, babe, what do you want to share with the listeners?
So today I want to talk about our recent visit to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Mm-hmm. We go every year. This is our second year that we've been invited back. I love these people. I love their mission. I love everything that they do. And so I just wanted to talk about that a little bit today. This last visit, we got to take a tour of the housing units, the new building that they built for the families. And I just think it's incredible how they have created spaces where people can actually live and not worry about their finances while they are helping their children heal and really be able to focus on loving their children and their children's healing instead of worried about lifestyle and paying their bills and paying their rent and how they're going to get groceries and how they're going to work and all of that kind of stuff. I can only imagine, I probably can't even imagine how devastating it is to have a sick child and have to worry about like day-to-day operations, right? Because we're all trying to survive. And it's just, I think it's so beautiful that they've created an organization that helps people get out of survival while they are helping their children to heal from cancer. So in today's world, I just think our society right now is so self-focused and we're being moved towards really everything is about us and everything is about ourselves. And I think when we really realize we're all connected and we need to help each other, we need to be there for each other. And it's when tragedy strikes, I think that we really realize that. And normally we don't pay attention to it. So the mission of St. Jude is to always be there to help people. And I love being a part of that, and I want to share that. I want to share my platform with people on my platform, so other people can be part of their mission too.
I agree. Love it. Thanks. Yeah, and like many of you guys, I grew up watching the St. Jude commercials, and they were always in the background, and I kind of knew what it was about. It was about children with cancer and how they help the children to overcome it and deal with it. But being there, visiting behind the scenes and really understanding it on another level, it blew my mind. And to think that, sometimes it's really, really easy to look at the world from a very cynical perspective. Like, you don't trust people. Everybody's out for themselves. There's nothing good in this world.
Yeah.
And they are proof that there is still good in this world. There are people that actually truly care. And for them to provide the services that they provide for the children that are going through that, for the parents, and to not charge them anything and to take care of all of their needs, it is more of what the world needs. It's a sense of community. Instead of looking out for ourselves, looking out for each other and giving. Instead of taking, giving. And that's where the love is. Love is in giving. And St. Jude's, I have nothing but great things to say about them.
St. Jude.
I'm sorry. I have a problem with that. I say St. Jude's. I always like to throw an S at the end, but it's actually St. Jude. No S.
Good job, baby.
Here we go. So I'm honored to be a part of the family, to support them in any way we can on our podcast, donations. So if you guys, we highly recommend that donate to them. Whatever you can donate, it's to a great cause and it's needed. And we support them 110%. Got nothing but love for St. Jude.
Yes. Good job. You know, can I say something a little controversial about this?
All right.
Would that be okay?
I'm a little, shy.
Right now we're going through a time where our government is dismantling a lot of programs that help a lot of people. And one of the things about St. Jude and their mission that I noticed is they are not funded by government at all.
Right.
They are private. It was a private citizen, Danny Thomas, who created this foundation, and he got private donors to support this foundation and their mission. And they've done amazing things, like for decades. And it just goes to show that when we want to take care of each other, we can actually do it. Like, this is one man that had an idea, and this idea attracted all these people to support it. So as we are watching the world change so quickly, I hope that this is a reminder of how powerful we are individually. And then when we have ideas, when we bring our ideas together and when we work together, we can accomplish anything. Anything. And so it's literally, you guys know my jam is law of attraction. It's literally law of attraction. And there's something in law of attraction called masterminding. And it's when two or more people get together with an idea, you literally bring in an entire energy, a spiritual energy that helps move and propel the energy of whatever you're focused on forward. So this is really inspiring to me, what St. Jude has done. When I look at the mission, I look at it from that perspective. I look at it from the perspective of one person cared enough to say, I'm going to make this happen, and then got together with like-minded people and said, let's do this together. And here we are. I mean, I think it's like 50 years or something like that, 50 years later, and their mission is just growing and growing and growing. And that's super inspiring to me.
Definitely. I also love that they're about everybody.
Yes.
And not just, one community. They take care of all communities, all ethnicities, all races. And they were one of the first hospitals to integrate, to let Black people go to the hospitals, because there was a time where Black people could not go to mainstream hospitals. And so they kind of opened up that door and put themselves out on the line and said, no, we're going to treat all kids. It doesn't matter what race, what color, everybody, period. And they caught a lot of flack for that, but they stood up for it, and they stayed true to their mission, and nothing but respect for that. I love that as well.
They were doing that before civil rights. And also they are one of the only, I think they might be the only hospital that has done sickle cell research.
They're the first.
They're the first hospital. And that is because that disease affects Black people.
Right. So they didn't feel it, the world didn't feel a need to really invest in medicine to deal with that. And it was one of the first identified diseases in our society. But they chose not to, but St. Jude stepped it up. So thank you, St. Jude.
Yes,
and
we
keep
love
doing
and
the great
appreciate
work.
you.
Love and appreciate you guys.
Yeah, so donate some money, put out some good energy. Some good energy will come back to you. We love them, we support them, and we hope that you do too.
That's right. And don't be a freeloader. Which is the perfect segue
Yay.
into the main
You're so
topic
good at
today.
that. You're so
Thank
good
you,
at
thank
that,
you,
baby.
thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So now that we talked about St. Jude,
Yep.
and we caught up.
Got it.
I got it. No S at the end, just Jude.
I love how you grow and learn.
Yeah, there you go.
Wonderful.
Always, every day, every day. So now it's time for the main topic, being a freeloader. Now, once again, this is from our ebook, How to Stop Being an Irritating Person, 20 Irritating Traits That Pushes People Away and How to Fix Them. So once again, we identified some traits that we had. We're always looking to do better.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through the traits one by one. Today, we're up to trait number 7, and today's trait is being a freeloader. So what is being a freeloader? Now, you may be a freeloader, or you may have someone in your freeloader, in your life that's a freeloader. And so basically a freeloader is someone that takes but doesn't give back. They don't reciprocate. Yeah. And that could be financially, that could be emotionally, that could be resource-wise, that could be support-wise. It could be anything across the board. But you may find yourself in a situation where either you're taking when people are giving, but you're not giving back, or it works the other way, vice versa.
Right.
So nobody likes a freeloader.
Nope.
And that's one of the fastest ways to push people away from you. Because when you're freeloading off of people, you're always taking. Eventually, people get sick and tired of it. Yeah. And even if they don't say anything to you, they're going to pull away from you. Yeah. And they're going to talk a lot of shit behind your back, too. Yeah. So it's definitely not worth it. Now, if you happen to be a freeloader, we're not attacking you, but it's just something to think about. Do you want to change it? Are you happy with it? Do you care if you're pushing people away? Do you care if it's affecting people negatively? Yeah. And so I've personally experienced freeloaders in my life, and growing up, being a freeloader was something you would definitely get teased about as a kid. When everybody has candy and chips, and you're the one that comes over. I want some, and they may give you every couple of times you may get away with it, but after a while they're like, no. You didn't chip in. Yeah. You need to chip in. Yeah. And they tell you off and start calling you a freeloader to try to shame you, that's hopefully so that you would change and stop being a freeloader. Right. And some people change, some people don't change. Yeah. I've had people in my life as adults where, they're friends. And every time we go out to eat, they're like, okay, let's go, let's eat. And the bill comes and they're just like, and it's like, you get away cool with it one or two times, a handful of times. But after a while, it's like, chip in. Hey, come on, don't just sit. And then I think the part that's the hardest is when they get to the point where they expect you to do it. Yeah. They don't make any effort. They don't try to explain. They just show up and just like, okay, I eat, I drink, and this and that. And that will definitely ruin your relationship. So what saith you on your experiences with that?
I think this happens a lot in dating and relationships. I hear this a lot from coaching clients. Like they feel like they're giving to the other person and it's not being reciprocated. So it really is, I'm always going to go back to energy. It really is about reciprocity and the energy exchange. And I think that that's what's so frustrating is when you are giving your energy, and it doesn't have to be stuff, right? It doesn't have to be dinner. It doesn't even have to be whatever. It's really about the energy and your intention. If you're giving to someone and they're not giving back, it feels like they're taking. Right. And they're just taking, and you're giving. And after a while, that becomes exhausting. And I just think that there are some people in the world that really like to receive, right? Like one of the love languages is receiving gifts, right? Yeah. So a lot of times people just like receiving and they just don't have the awareness that it can be exhausting to the other person. So they don't actually recognize like, hey, I'm on the taking end, I'm on the receiving end, and I need to give back. Right. So it's like, think of it like a bank, right? Like you can't just continually withdraw from your bank without making any deposits. And in a relationship, it's important that you are not only withdrawing, but you are making deposits into the relationship. Partnership, right? So when it comes to being a freeloader, that's how I'm kind of looking at it. Like, it is irritating, especially in a relationship, if you're the person giving. And even in a marriage, I hear a lot from women, they feel like they're doing the bulk of the work, right? Like when it comes to the household and the family and the children and the things that need to happen around the house. And, you know, the old model used to be men worked, and so they could just come home and lay on the couch and, you know, not do very much. But now women work too. So women are like, hey, you being a freeloader laying on the couch after work, because there's still stuff that needs to be done, right? There's laundry and kids and all of that.
Freeloading could even be in a relationship sexually.
Yeah.
You know, like, you please me, you please me, okay, please me. And after a while, the other person's going to get like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. What am I getting out of it?
Yeah.
You know, and so that resentment builds. Even in dating, I've noticed the trend, as many of you guys have probably seen, where it's almost, a lot of people take pride in freeloading when it comes to dating. Yeah. Like, nah, screw that. You're going to pay for me. I ain't paying anything. Nope, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. Then when they ask, what are you going to give back? They're like, I look good.
I'm just going to be me.
Happy. I'm going to be me. And it's like,
no.
Not going to work in dating either.
Yeah, that's not going to work. You know, we just had a client that we've been working with. Were you thinking of her too? Yeah. We just had a client that we were working with we're listening to her, and she's just giving so much in this relationship. She's giving time and energy and love and financial support. And the guy that she's describing is literally giving nothing. Like, not answering texts, not following up, not checking on her, not even taking her out on dates. Right. And, you know, you have to be aware of yourself, right? Like, so our coaching with her is like, girl, this is about you. Don't overgive, right? There's a balance. There's a balance to everything. If you're an overgiver, you are going to attract freeloaders, right? You're going to attract freeloaders. So there's also some personal responsibility. If you have freeloaders in your life, it's your responsibility to put an end to those types of relationships and to let those people know, like, it is not okay. You don't get to just take and freeload off of me. I have an expectation of reciprocity, and that's what I want, to have a healthy, happy relationship.
I think that when people encounter freeloaders, there's everybody has like the amount of time that it takes before they
hit their limit.
They hit their limit and say enough is enough. And at first it's like, oh, okay, no problem. They're probably not thinking about it. I say, I'll pay for that. The next time it's like, okay, it might get 2 or 3 times. But then they start giving you the eye, that look. Like, okay, let's see if you're going to do it this
energy
time.
Shift.
Energy shifts. And then for some people, they just can take it and take it and take it and suppress it and suppress it and suppress it.
Yep.
Either they'll just completely disconnect eventually, or they'll just blow up on you.
Yep.
And so it's a kind of touchy one to know when is the right time to address it or check somebody.
Right. So, Anthony, what is a tip that someone who's actually freeloading can do to change this behavior? So we know that people, I think that people don't intentionally do it. They just get comfortable.
Before we jump with the tips, let's understand a little bit about why.
Tell us why, Anthony. Why do people freeload? Who does that?
Well, once again, guys, if you get the book, we're going to go into way more detail as far as to help you to understand why people do it, the psychological reasons people do it, and even as far as the tips to help you to overcome them. So make sure you get the ebook, but we're going to give you something. We're not going to let you walk away with nothing.
Give it to him, Anthony. Give it to
him. One of the reasons that people freeload is a lack of resources.
Makes sense.
And their inability to express it, their fear and shame. So they try to run away from it. So whether that's...
act like it's not happening?
Act like it's not happening, to try to be like, no, it's in denial. Because the shame of addressing it and is too much for them. So they rather run from it or pretend like it's not happening or justify it. Another one is entitlement. There are people that feel like, no, you're supposed to do that for me. I expect that, because usually, in many cases, it's the way that they were raised.
It's like those are like the two opposites. Isn't that interesting, right? Like a complete lack, and then entitlement. Like almost complete opposites. Very interesting. Oh, right. Thanks for sharing that.
And so that's usually and there's more reasons as well, as far as understanding. And the key is when you go through the ebook, if you're someone that's freeloading, or if you know someone that's a freeloader that's irritating the crap out of you, once you have understanding, that makes it easier for you to deal with or to overcome it without understanding why. Because if you take it as it's just a personal attack, that they think you're stupid and that they're just trying to manipulate you, they're just trying to exploit you, which may not necessarily be the case. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it may be the case, you know. But when you have that understanding, then it's just a little easier to change.
Yeah.
So now what things can you do to start to change it? Well, if you're a freeloader, one of the things that you can do is to communicate. And to express, to let the person know that, yes, I see that this is happening. Yes, I am doing this to you. And then apologize. Right. I'm sorry if I'm making you feel like that. But help them to understand, express why you're doing it. And then once you do that, people tend to be more empathetic. And they'll work with you. And then if you don't have the resources to support them, and maybe financially, find other ways that you can help to support them. So I can't do this for you, but I'm willing to do this for you. I can't pay for this meal, but I'm willing to clean your house. Right. I'm willing to help you move. I'm willing to babysit for you.
Yeah, something. I'll wash your car. Yeah.
Right. Work a deal.
Yeah.
Work a deal.
Yeah. I'll help meet some of your other needs other than finances.
Right. But burying your head in the sand is not going to do it. It's just going to push that person away.
I really love that, because the whole point of this book is to help people to have better relationships. And I think anything that's happening in a relationship, if you communicate about it from a place of understanding, you can come to a solution and a resolution. So those are good tips. I appreciate it. So I want to thank all of you guys for hanging out with us today. That was really good, Anthony. And I really love and appreciate our listeners. So thank you guys so much for being with us here today.
Yes, we do appreciate all you guys. And if you guys haven't had a chance yet to get a copy of our book, Crack the Code, Secrets to Achieving Your Happily Ever After, make sure you pick up a copy today, available at Amazon.com. And if you're interested in becoming a life coach or just want to learn some tips to life coach yourself or the people around you, check out our life coach training and certification course at the Law of Attraction LifeCoachAcademy.com. And last but not least, if you're interested in coaching with the amazing Clarks, you can coach with us via Zoom or by phone, or maybe even in person if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. But to learn more and to reach out to us, go to theamazingclarks.com and make sure you get your copy of your ebook, How to Stop Being an Irritating Person, available on our website as well.
Yes. And be sure you are connecting with us over Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at The Amazing Clarks. And remember, to go there, you got to grow there.
So there you go. We gave it to you. Now what you're going to do with it.
Love the Amazing Clarks.